All right, let's dive right into this explainer where we're unpacking a completely equipment-free, wildly efficient 15-minute standing workout. If you're someone who feels totally overwhelmed by complex gym routines, or honestly, you just never seem to have the time, well, this blueprint is exactly for you. We're going to figure out how to get the absolute maximum return on your time without ever having to leave your living room. We're going to break this whole thing down into 5 core pillars today. The zero equipment promise, the essential safety and setup rules, that crucial 2-minute warm-up, the grueling but fast 5-round main circuit, and finally, the cool-down and consistency phase.
Okay, let's start with Section 1. The zero equipment promise, removing friction.
No equipment, no floor work, just you. I mean, think about it. This directly eliminates literally every common excuse we have. You don't need a pricey gym membership, you don't even need a yoga mat, and you definitely don't need to worry about getting floor sweat all over your nice living room rug. The barrier to entry here is just completely demolished.
And 15, that is the absolute magic number here. In just 15 minutes standing right exactly where you are, you're going to work your legs, your core, your arms, and seriously spike your heart rate. And you know, fun fact, research actually shows that just 15 minutes of sustained elevated heart rate activity can trigger the exact same metabolic benefits as a much longer jog. It's basically full body impact packed into a fraction of your lunch break.
Moving right along to Section 2, safety and setup rules, or in other words, listening to your body. So right out of the gate, this routine prioritizes safety and accessibility with a few super effective ground rules. First, wear shoes with some good grip. Keep a water bottle close by, but most importantly, you've got to go at your own pace. Remember, you can always modify things by slowing down or just shrinking your range of motion. Oh, and the ultimate golden rule here, if anything causes a sharp pain, stop immediately. Seriously, no heroics needed.
All right, Section 3, the 2-minute warm-up. Let's prep for the work ahead.
Look, a cold engine doesn't race well, right? So this rapid sequence of 30-second intervals is designed to bring your body up to speed incredibly fast. For the first 30 seconds, you're just marching in place, really pumping those arms. The next 30 seconds introduce big arm circles and side reaches to wake up the spine. Then, from minute 1 to 1:30, you ease into slow hip circles. And finally, you finish off with slow, controlled body weight squats just to get those legs prepped for the real work. Now, there is actually a pretty neat psychological trick at play behind the scenes here. To really support this warm-up, the production notes strongly recommend pairing these movements with an upbeat instrumental track sitting right at that sweet spot of 120 to 130 beats per minute. This specific tempo is super energetic, and it essentially forces your body to subconsciously catch that rhythm, keeping your pace brisk before the hard work even begins.
Which brings us to Section 4, the 5-round main circuit. It is time to maximize every single second. The entire engine of this circuit runs on a really strict interval format. 40 seconds of intense work, followed immediately by 20 seconds of rest. This is going to push your heart rate way up during that 40-second window, and then give you just barely enough time in that 20-second breather to shake it out before you have to go again. It is definitely demanding, but hey, it's brief. So here's the bird's eye view of the whole 10-minute shebang. Round 1 zeroes right in on the lower body with squats and reverse lunges. Round 2 shifts gears to core and balance, doing standing and side crunches. Then, round 3 is your cardio burst. We're talking jumping jacks and high knees. Round 4 moves the focus up top with fast alternating punches and a standing plank walkout. And finally, round 5 is your full body finisher, a squat to overhead reach and standing mountain climbers. 2 exercises per round, 2 minutes per round. Boom. As you can see, there's a highly strategic flow going on here. You aren't just flailing around your living room for 10 minutes. You isolate the heavy leg muscles first, then stabilize with the core. Right when you're feeling nice and warm, bam, you spike the heart rate. While your lungs are burning, you shift the load over to your upper body, and then you just empty whatever is left in the tank with an explosive full-body finish. It's brilliant because it prevents localized muscle fatigue while keeping the cardiovascular demand super high. And you know, keeping mentally engaged is absolutely just as important as the physical effort. The source material actually insists on quick video cuts every 3 to 5 seconds during the workout to keep the energy up. It also demands that the exercise names, a countdown timer, and a round tracker be burned right there on the screen. Because, honestly, retention and follow-through come from engaging with the structure visually, not just listening to a trainer shout instructions at you.
Finally, we hit Section 5, cool down and consistency. Time to reset that nervous system.
This 90-second cooldown is literally a safe off-ramp for your body. It drops you into 20 seconds of a standing forward fold, then 20 seconds per side for a nice overhead stretch, another 20 seconds per side for a quad stretch, and finishes up with 10 seconds of deep breathing with your hands placed right on your heart. It's fast, you're still completely on your feet, and it totally resets your nervous system.
Now, I want you to really hear this quote. Consistency is what changes your shape, not one hard workout. That right there is the golden takeaway. The source script actively pushes back against this totally toxic idea that fitness requires suffering in a gym for hours on end. Actually, scratch that. A sustainable, manageable, 15-minute daily habit fundamentally beats an exhaustive but totally infrequent gym session every single time. It's just about showing up tomorrow and the day after that.
So I want to leave you with this final thought to chew on. Will you challenge your own definition of fitness and commit to just 15 minutes of consistency today? How can you apply this no equipment, no excuses framework to your own life, starting right now? The blueprint is literally right here. The barrier to entry is completely gone. The rest, well, that's entirely up to you.